and a lot of stuff has changed. Ricardo's dancing obviously has not changed. I think our last video was last year, and we went to either New York, or it's a video of traveling, I'm sure. And now it's a new year.
Happy New Year.
A lot of
it's almost another new year.
It's almost another new year. We're in October. A lot of stuff has changed for us. I don't remember. We had a video that said something about big news before.
It was like a big announcement, and we tricked everyone by saying that, well, we made it seem like it was like another kid, that Melanie was pregnant, but she really wasn't.
We're not pregnant now.
We're not pregnant now. I mean, I look a little pregnant.
No, so now we are, actually I think we did announce that we were going to look into relocating.
We did. It was, I don't remember. I don't know if it was a thought or if it was like an actual, like, hey, we're going to relocate. But we did mention it. So.
Yeah. Okay, so we're not relocating yet.
Not yet.
We did go down to Tennessee, and we looked at some homes, and we had our hearts on moving to Tennessee. We met a great realtor. She's amazing. She was just so good with the boys, with my father-in-law who went down with us, and it was a great time down there. When we came back home, we were just talking, and we weren't sure what we wanted to do. We did love Tennessee, but Ricardo had other plans.
Well, we were waiting on a job or position to open up in that specific part of Tennessee, since that's where obviously we went to look at houses. And then I just decided to have a career change.
A big one. We knew that he had big news, and we didn't share with many people what the big news was, including his family, until we knew it was set in stone. Ricardo told me, and I was excited for him, because I know it's going to be a big change, but I know he's going to love it once it's all said and done.
Yeah. So it was a discussion that we had, and it kind of came up, and one thing led to the next. And so I will be joining the U.S. Air Force.
Yeah. As
of July is when I found out. My ship date, actually in June, is when I pretty much passed MEPS, which is the military processing. And if anyone knows about the military, it's a lot of paperwork and a lot of going through different health situations or things like that. So there's a physical, there's a mental portion, there's a lot of paperwork to turn in, a lot of, I guess, hoops to jump through. But we did it. I passed. And so now I've been waiting for, it'll be 5 months from the day I got a ship date that I will actually be leaving. So I'm leaving this month, October 29th. So as of today, I have 19 days left in Chicago.
So
and with this wonderful woman. So it is scary, but it's also exciting.
It's really exciting. When we came back, I want to say, I don't remember when exactly, but the whole story of how he decided to join the Air Force is pretty crazy. We met such a sweet couple when we went to China and Thailand a couple years ago, and we hadn't seen them in I spoke to them over social media, but we had not seen them in person since Thailand. And somehow them flying to Chicago to go to a wedding, we ended up meeting with them.
Mm-hmm. Crossing paths.
Exactly.
Which was just super crazy, just how it all happened. I mean, we traveled to Oak Brook that day, which is near O'Hare. We were kind of running around doing some errands.
We were shopping.
And I got back again with Melanie, and she pretty much said hey, do you know who texted me? I was like, no, who would have texted you? I have no idea. She said, Christine texted me. And I said, oh, which Christine? Who's Christine? She's like, from our Thailand trip. It's like, really? She's like, yeah, she's flying in to O'Hare and she wants to know if we're around to have lunch. I thought to myself, well, that's kind of weird. We had just spoken about the military that morning, literally right before we went into that store to shop, and then boom, we get a message from Christine to have lunch. And luckily, we were around that area. We're never around that area around that time.
It was like
we were together. She had the day off, I believe.
I did.
It was a Friday. And the crazy thing about it all was it wasn't just like a couple we had met in Thailand. There was a couple that we had similar sort of values and faith. And Charles, her husband, was actually in the military.
Long story short, we had a very deep conversation with them. It was just a really good overall conversation. I mean, they were kind of those people that aren't in our everyday life, so for us to kind of like reach out to them and kind of get their thoughts on stuff without them knowing so much like on our everyday life and our careers that we chose and things like that, it was kind of getting a pair of fresh eyes on the entire situation and kind of guiding, not so much guiding, but kind of giving us their input, which ended up having Ricardo come to terms with his decision on joining the military. In that exact day, we picked up Aiden from school, I remember.
Yeah.
We drove to the recruiter's office, and I stayed in the car with the boys while Ricardo went in there to speak to the recruiter.
It's a pretty crazy day. And I honestly don't know, had we not met up with them, I don't think it would have been so easy for me to make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not a person who believes in coincidences, and I don't think that we were put together at that time on mistake or by coincidence. I don't think that happened. And for me, that's when it became clear, like, this is going to be your future.
Yeah, it was kind of like something that they said that I think it was Charles that had mentioned it. He said, it's like God throwing a chancla at you. Like, he literally threw these people that we had not met in so long, we had not seen in so long.
Right.
He threw them into our life at a certain moment where things were just not clear, and speaking to them gave us like a better perspective on the situation, and also opened our eyes to signs that we thought were there, and kind of gave Ricardo peace with his decision, I feel like, in a way.
And I think not only like Charles' perspective, but also Christine's perspective, because she was obviously a mother to children. I don't know if it was after or before, but still kind of similar situations where they also have 2 children or 3 children.
We have 3.
3. And we have 2 boys, and so just kind of seeing what they thought and whether or not it was useful or benefited them as a family, and if it was difficult. Obviously, that's something that Melanie's going to have to kind of get through. Me not being there for her, especially in the beginning with training. We'll be obviously writing letters to each other. It's romantic, really romantic. And so it kind of really put things in perspective for me and made everything a lot clearer.
Yeah. So Ricardo did not know when he was going to be leaving, and he went to so this all happened in June because we were waiting on a ship date, and he got offered 2 jobs that were one of them was fire protection, twice that he got offered.
Twice.
And Ricardo was just like, no, that's not what I want to do.
Right.
And then he got offered another position, and he rejected that position too, which he ended up actually wanting. But it's crazy how things work out, because within those weeks that passed, unfortunately,
Say it. Go ahead.
within those weeks that passed, Ricardo's mom became really ill, and one event led to another, which my mother-in-law passed away. and it was a hard time, but we could have not imagined not being here with his family, and especially his father. Um, and I'm so thankful that Ricardo just did not take those positions, because in the end, we were able to spend all this time with his family when they needed us the most. And Ricardo got to be here for those hard moments.
Mm-hmm. There were times where just me not knowing when I was going to leave and knowing my mom's condition and what could possibly happen at any moment. It did eat away at me, just because if something did happen and I wasn't here for it, or I wasn't able to hear about it right away, just me not being able to be here with my family, with my dad, my sisters, everyone, it would have ripped me apart, just to not be here with my mom for those last moments, and with my family as a whole, to kind of be there for one another. So things happen for a reason, I believe, and so I'm glad I didn't take those jobs.
Yeah, it was
for sure
a blessing, for sure. Oh, this all happened in July, and the past couple months have been kind of like just I don't know. The last couple months have kind of just been like getting past that, with the boys, just reminding them and showing them pictures of their grandmother, and spending as much time as I can with Ricardo. And we try to spend as much time also with his family. This is like a cute little prayer box that I have, and I remember that it's really cute. I think, well, I know my sister-in-law got this for me. So my mother-in-law, Mary, passed away July 2nd, and on July 18th, I wrote a little prayer here. And I didn't pray so much that we would get a date. I kind of just prayed that, just giving thanks, like, for everything we have, and just for the patience that we've had for the answers regarding the Air Force, and just telling God that, like, I know everything will happen in His timing. So that was July 18th. We ended up finding out about a week or two afterward, I want to say, Ricardo's ship date. Actually, I think I wrote it down.
I think it was 2 days after that, because my dad was in Mexico around the 20th.
It happened July 30th.
30th, yeah.
So July 30th, we ended up finding out.
12 days after her prayer.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Just kind of like cool and kind of crazy at the same time. I know a lot of people have been asking me what's like the first step, and the first step is Ricardo leaving.
Yeah, so first step is BMT, which is basic military training. And so no matter what your job is, or no matter what you're going to be doing for the Air Force, everyone needs to complete. It's an 8.5 week training program in Lackland, Texas, where, like I said before, you won't have any phones, or you won't be able to watch any NBA games, unfortunately.
Basketball season.
I mean, the nice part is that I've been preparing for it, physically, just mentally, trying to memorize, for instance, like the Airman's Creed, different things like that, ranks, trying to get in shape, cardio shape, doing push-ups, sit-ups, you name it. Okay, so technical training, I'm kind of in a weird position because I'm going into BMT without a pre-selected job. So I'm kind of going in on a whim, if you will, and I will eventually pick a job and be given a job out there. But I won't know until about the 6th or 7th week of training, and the training is 8.5 weeks long, so I'll be at BMT not really knowing what my future is going to be in the military for the time that I will be there. So
Just kind of cool in a way, because
I mean, it just kind of adds to like the adventure aspect of it all.
Yeah.
You know, like that's where we're at.
That's where we're at. Everything is up in the air. We don't know what Ricardo's job is yet.
Not yet.
We don't know where his technical school will be. We don't know if I'm going with him. We don't know.
We don't know where we'll be after this house.
Exactly. We don't know where we'll be after this house. But we're okay with that. I mean, we know that the military itself is going to be an adventure. So we're kind of just playing it by ear and kind of just going with the flow.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And taking it step by step.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. So we'll see where that takes us.
we'll see where that takes us. We're definitely going to keep you guys updated as time goes by. Something kind of cool is that on Christmas Day, we will be flying out to go and celebrate Ricardo's graduation because he will be graduating, hopefully.
No, I will be.
I'm just kidding.
I will be graduating.
He'll be
She's
graduating.
got confidence in me here. Hopefully.
He'll be graduating Christmas weekend. So myself, the boys, and my mom, and almost all his family, will be flying out there. And we'll be flying out Christmas Day because all the events begin the day after at 7 a.m. So we have to make sure, at least I have to make sure that the boys are well rested and ready for the next day. So if you want to follow our crazy adventure and kind of see where we go from now, just hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and comment because anything that you guys want to know or kind of questions that you guys might have, just comment below and either myself or Ricardo will answer you. We're kind of really excited to share this journey with you guys and kind of just keep it as memories for ourselves as well, just because it's going to be fun to see where we are from a year from now.
Yeah.
We don't know. We could be stationed somewhere already, or we might still be at the technical school.
Could be driving on the left lane versus the right hand side. We don't know.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. We're excited, and time will tell.
Very excited.
Bye.